Hi, I'm Monique from Flourish Yoga, and today I'm going to go through a beautiful grounding flow. We're going to start in a seated position, so finding whatever seated pose is comfortable for you. Throughout this flow, really make sure that you're listening to your body. Checking that your sit bones are rooting down into the ground and then your spine is growing up like a stem of a plant to the sky. So this flow is a beginner's class, but it is also for those who are just feeling a bit overwhelmed by their thoughts and maybe feelings and just need to take some time to ground themselves and to kind of let go of what is overwhelming them. So with your hands on your stomach and your chest, just taking a moment to notice your breath. And then we're going to inhale deeply through our nose. And then exhale through our nose. So let's keep doing that. So inhaling, you should feel the expansion of your stomach all the way up to your chest. And then on your exhale, feeling your chest deflate and your stomach drawing all the way back in. So let's keep doing that. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep up this beautiful cycle of breath. Then we're going to take our peace fingers and we're just going to massage just below our earlobe, kind of where our jaw is. So this is one of the face yogi techniques just to help soften and release our jaw, because I know that when I'm stressed or worried I tend to clench up my jaw, and so this is just a beautiful way to release it. And then we're going to take our pointer finger and taking the knuckle and stroking up between our eyebrows to our forehead and just stroking upwards. So we don't want to be dragging the skin, just really, really light and gentle. And this little kind of massage helps to calm us down. And it's such a beautiful, soothing way. I love to do it just before bedtime. Resting both of your hands on your knees, we're going to do some spinal circles. So rolling your shoulders back, leaning your chest over to the left, then across the front of your body over to the right, and then tucking your chin, rounding your spine, leaning back and going again. So your chest always leads at the front, rolling your shoulders back, and then tucking, kind of a cat-cow motion. So one more across the front, then stopping and going the other way, leading with your chest, and then tucking, rounding your spine. Don't forget to breathe, so lead with your chest, rounding that spine, tucking the chin, rolling those shoulders back, and then coming back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So we really want to make sure that our fingers are spread and that we're placing the weight in the fingertips and where our fingers join our knuckles. Our hands are shoulder width apart with our pointer finger or middle finger pointing forwards, curling those toes and pushing your sit bones up to the sky. Your ribs are really knitting in here, navel to spine, your arms are by your ears, and kind of broadening those shoulders and drawing them down to your hips. You may like to pedal your heels out here, just to work into the pose. If your heels are not, you cannot draw them to the ground, that is okay. Just keep a small bend in your knees. Bending our knees, looking to our hands, walk to the top of your mat. And then we're going to inhale, rolling up. Head is the last thing. Arms up, palms come together, and drawing your hands to your heart in prayer pose. We're going to take Tadasana, so mountain pose. We're going to have our feet hip width apart just so that we're a little more stable this time. Our knees are drawing up, so they're engaging our quads. Our hips are even, our ribs are tucking in, and our spine is nice and long. Rolling those shoulders back, and you can place your hand on your heart and on your stomach if you would like, or they can be by your side. And just really taking the time to pause here. Bringing your focus back to your breath. It's really important throughout this flow that you're remembering to breathe. Remembering that cycle in through your nose and out through your nose. You may like to take a moment here of gratitude. Then we're going to sweep our arms out to the side and up. Palms come together. Then exhale, hands down to your heart, and then folding from your hips for a forward fold. You can have a bend in your knees here. We want our torso touching our thighs. Then we're going to inhale, come to our fingertips or hands to shins. Then planting those hands and stepping back to downward facing dog. Checking that those ribs are knitting in, arms are by your ears, drawing those shoulders down and broadening them. Sit bones reaching high. Then bend your legs and step your feet behind your hands, coming into yogi squat, malasana. You can pop a block underneath your buttock for support, or you can be on the balls of your feet if being flat foot is not available. Remembering to modify for your body. Hands at your heart and really squeezing your buttocks here to help open up. Then standing up, powering through your heels and coming back to mountain pose. So wiggling those feet in. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, folding down. Then inhale, coming to that half fold, fingertips or shins. Exhale, stepping back to our downward facing dog. Take a moment to check your alignment here. And then we're going to bend our knees, look to our hands, and step our feet just behind them for our yogi squat. Again, taking whichever modification is best for your body. Squeezing those buttocks as they help to open your hips up. You can use your elbows too. Powering down through the heels, rooting up, and then coming back to our mountain pose. So wiggle those feet in. We're adding to this now. So powering down through that left leg, and we're coming into a tree pose. So your right foot can come to your calf or your upper thigh. You're really squeezing those buttocks again to open the hips. Then hands at your heart, or if you're feeling nice and stable, shooting them up to the sky. Really grounding that left foot down. Then bringing your hands back to your heart, drawing that right knee into your chest for a moment. Really drawing that left knee up, then bending the left leg, taking that right foot back for a warrior one. So we should have a heel to heel alignment. The front knee is over the ankle and the back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Our hips are square, so matching the top of the mat. We really squeeze that right buttock, to help draw the hip forward. Knit the ribs in and inhale those arms up. Then exhale, planting them down, stepping back to downward facing dog. Again, we're going to bend our knees here, look to our hands, and stepping into our yogi squat. Taking a moment here, So we're going to keep building on this flow, a little bit of a ladder flow, adding and repeating what we've already done. So powering up to our Tadasana, wiggle those feet together. And then inhale those arms up, palms come together. Exhale, folding down. Then inhale up for our half fold, fingertips or to your shins. Then planting those hands, stepping back to downward facing dog. Bending those knees, look to your hands and stepping the feet just behind your hands for our yogi squat. We're repeating this on the right side, rooting through those feet, powering up. Wiggle those feet in, and then we're really grounding through that right foot. Once you're balanced, start to take the left foot to the calf or the inner thigh. Remember to squeeze your buttocks as they help to open up your hips. Also lifting that knee, your right knee up, so it's activating your quad. Hands at your heart or reaching up to the sky, feeling strong and stable in this beautiful pose. Remember to find a spot to gaze at for stability. Hugging that left knee into your chest. Bend through that right leg, slowly step the left leg back, inhaling up for our warrior one. Remember, front knee over the ankle, heel to heel alignment, or if that feels bad, you can step the back foot out a little bit. Make sure your spine's nice and long. And then we're going to plant our hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to breathe. Then bending our legs, looking to our hands and stepping just behind them, yogi squat. Making sure that your spine's nice and long here and your core is on. Powering up to the sky. Releasing those arms, wiggle those feet in. And we're going to keep going. Adding again. Inhale those arms up. Palms come together. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, coming to that half fold. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Make sure you have a nice long spine here, ribs tucking in. Bending those knees, look to your hands, step just behind them for your yogi squat. Make sure that your knees are going the direction that your toes are pointing in. Squeezing those buttocks to help open up those hips. Then shooting up to the sky like a plant. Release your hands, wiggle the feet in a little bit. Powering down, rooting into the ground through that left foot, bringing your right leg up to your calf or inner thigh, squeezing the buttocks to open up those hips, hands at your heart or up to the sky, finding that gaze point, your drishti, so that you can balance here. If you need to tap down, that's also okay. Some days they're a bit wobbly. Hugging that right knee into your chest. Then bending through your left leg, slowly step the right leg back, inhale up, warrior one. So checking for that heel to heel alignment, or it can be a bit wider if it's a bit uncomfortable on your hips, but really squeezing that right buttock so your hips are square. Now we're going to open up, so we wiggle that front foot over a little bit, open our hips to the right. And we're not leaning too far forward. We want our spine nice and long. Our back foot now is matching the back of our mat. Then we're inhaling up, our arms at shoulder height and looking over those front fingertips. Again, that front knee is over the ankle and facing the direction that your toes are pointing. Planting your hands down, step back to downward facing dog. So that was our warrior two we added on. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. Bending our knees, look to our hands, step just behind them. Coming into that yogi squat, you might be feeling a bit more open and comfortable now as we've done this pose quite a lot. Then shooting up to the sky, releasing those arms, wiggle the heels in. Let's do it on the other side. Our last one, inhaling up, palms come together. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, come to your fingertips or to your shins. Exhale, planting and stepping back to our downward facing dog. Shrugging those shoulders away from your ears, drawing them down to your hips. Bend your knees, look to your hands, step just behind them, coming into our yogi squat. Really grounding down through here. Power down through your heels and grow up to the sky. Release your arms, then wiggle those feet together. This time, rooting that right foot into the ground, taking your left foot to your calf or to your inner thigh, and remembering to really engage those buttocks to help open up your hips. Find your gaze point. Shooting those arms up to the sky if you're feeling stable. Just remembering to do whatever is best for your body. There should never be any pain. Maybe a bit of challenge, but no pain. Then then hugging your left knee into your chest. Then bending our right leg. Shooting the left leg back to our warrior one. Just check your alignment here. Back foot on a 45-degree angle, ribs knitting in. Inhale those arms up, drawing the shoulders away from your ears. Then we're going to open up to our warrior two. So edge that front foot over to the left a little bit, and then open our hips, windmill our arms out, and our front knee is over the ankle, hips are open, spine's nice and long, looking over those front fingertips. So our back foot is matching the back of our mat. We're really powering down through our feet. We're grounding ourselves here, feeling nice and strong and stable. Then planting those hands either side of the front foot, step it back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment to breathe here. Then bending our legs, step them just behind our hands, coming into our yogi squat, our final one. Powering down through your heels, shooting up to the sky. Once you're up, releasing those hands, wiggle the feet in a bit. And we're going to make our way onto the ground. Inhale those arms up, palms come together. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, come to your fingertips or your shins. Plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. And just breathing here. Then lowering your knees down, we're coming into child's pose. So your big toes together. You can pop a block underneath your buttocks. If they don't reach your heels, your knees can be together or apart, whatever feels best for you. Then we're drawing our spine nice and long, leading with our heart, lowering to the ground, reaching our arms out in front of us and resting our head on the mat. Again, if your forehead doesn't reach the mat, pop a block underneath it. And just taking a moment here, feeling your body sink into the ground. Such a beautiful pose. Breathing here, connecting with your breath. Feeling good for taking this time to move your body through these grounding poses. Often quite challenging ones that require balance and strength. And just feeling all of your stress and worries fall off, sliding off you onto the ground. Enjoying this moment. being present. Slowly lifting your head, walk your hands back towards your body. Move your legs out to the right, coming onto your buttocks. And we're going to end in a seated pose where we started. But first we're going to do a breathing technique, just to really ground ourselves. It's the 4-part breath. So we're going to inhale for 4, then we hold for 4, then we exhale for 4, and we hold for 4, then we inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, inhale for 4, hold for 4, then exhale, inhale nice and deeply, open your mouth, sigh it out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, sigh it out. Thank you for joining me for this beautiful grounding class. I hope you are feeling calmer, and I can't wait to flow with you again.